You've decided that you're not going to allow your circumstances to define you. You've decided that you're not going to allow the events, the things, the people, life determine who you become.
A man is about responsibility. And I think a man, a true man, knows he's the head but plays, the tail.
You decided that you're not going to go through life being a whiner, being a complainer, that you're going to take responsibility for what it is that you want to create. The greatest ability that God has given humankind above the animals is the ability to choose.
I think there's this fine balance of, yep, I'm powerful and I have this strength, but I don't use it for my advantage. I use it for us.
And when you have something to do, when you have someone to love, when you have something to look forward to, when you get up in the morning, see, people who have something to look forward to don't need an alarm clock.
I'll never forget reading that the greatest among you shall be a servant.
Because they have a reason for being. Nietzsche said, if you know the why for living, you can endure almost anyhow.
I use my influence, I use my money, I use my strength, I use my influence, I use my impact to build us up. Like, I'm not gonna make no excuses. I'm not gonna point the finger and say, Lewis, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. I'm gonna take full ownership, full responsibility of helping us and even you. Manhood is responsibility, and it's that fine balance of, when I was a child, I spoke like, I act like I understood that, but when I became a man, like, I put childish stuff away and I'm not competing with you.
You are responsible for your life. And if you're sitting around waiting on somebody to save you, to fix you, to even help you, you are wasting your time, because only you have the power to take responsibility to move your life forward. And the sooner you get that, the sooner your life gets into gear.
A human being has the power to choose. We can choose. And I'm asking you, what do you see in the future for you? What brought you here today? What caused you to get up?
What matters is now, this moment, and your willingness to see this moment for what it is, accept it, forgive the past, take responsibility, and move forward.
Where have you been with your life? What has your life given to you? How do you feel about your life? Is it working? And all of us look at where we want to go. We look at where we've been. Look at what brought us here. And I think that what brought you here, what caused you to show up, is that you not only want to make a difference in your life, but you want to make a difference in somebody else's life. So when you look at yourself and you look into the future, what do you see? What do you see yourself doing differently? Who will be with you? Who will be around you? Will it be a life of contribution, a life of adventure, a life of excitement? What will be different about you? See, whatever you see, it's important that you take responsibility to become the kind of person that can produce those results. Who you have become up to this point has produced what you have. Your earning power, your lifestyle, the relationships that you have.
We don't have to tear each other down. So I'm just about responsibility is what I think manhood is. Bringing up and not tearing down.
Any behavior pattern that you repeat can take over. Self-doubt, worry, procrastination, fear. Those are all thinking patterns that are habits. You're actually not a worrier. You have a habit of worrying. You're not a procrastinator. You have a habit of procrastinating. Big difference. And when you understand that any behavior pattern, whether it is a thinking pattern like you doubt yourself all the time, or whether it's a behavior pattern like you drink too much, or you snap at your kids, we spend way too much time trying to focus on manipulating how we feel and not enough time practicing the skills of controlling your behavior and your thoughts. You don't make decisions with your goals. You don't make decisions with your prefrontal cortex. You don't make decisions with logic. Do you know how we make decisions? We make decisions with feelings. You cannot control how you feel. You cannot control what triggers you. You think that you need to feel confident or courageous in order to get started. You don't. You actually just have to start, and that's the riddle of life. You actually have to learn how to push yourself. You have to learn how to leverage the power of your decisions, and you've got to learn how to take action when you don't feel like it. If you accept the fact that you may never feel ready and you may never feel motivated and you may never feel confident, and that's okay, but you can still push yourself forward. What happens over time is as you start to see yourself becoming the person that takes action and the kind of person that speaks even though your voice is shaking, you're the kind of person that has a bias toward moving instead of a bias toward thinking, guess what happens? You build the skill of confidence and courage. Confidence is the willingness to try. That's all that it is. Knowing that you may succeed or survive, but you'll still try.
How easy is it to get up in the morning when you know you're not doing all that it takes? It's not very easy at all. You can just lay there awake thinking, oh, what's a few more minutes in bed? It won't matter much anyway. Wrong. It does matter. It will matter. Now, how easy is it to get up in the morning when you're pouring it on, doing the best you can, anxious to get going, make progress toward your dreams? It's a whole different story. When you're resting to renew your reserves, it's much different than resting to avoid your day. Your successes fuel your ambition. Your successes give you extra energy. Your successes pave the way for more successes. It's the snowball effect. With one success, you're excited to meet another, and another, and another. And pretty soon, the disciplines that were so difficult in the beginning, the disciplines that got you going, are now part of your philosophy. How do you know when you're successful? Do you have to be a millionaire? No. All we ask of you is that you earn all you possibly can. If you earn $10,000 a year and that's the best you can do, that's enough. God and everything else will see to it that you're okay. The key is to just do the best you can. If it's $10,000 a year, wonderful. It doesn't matter $10,000 a year or $1 million a year. It doesn't matter as long as you've done the best you possibly can. Most people just try to get through the day. Never writing anything down, never keeping track of their progress along the way. never really knowing if they are doing all they can to reach their goals, to drive their ambition. They don't let a day end without picking up some valuable experience, some emotional content. You need to write down everything that may be relevant in your day. What you did, who you saw, what you felt, how it may or may not affect you now and in the future. The best way to track your activities of the day is to write them down.
When you have a dream, and the dream isn't something you dream and then it happens, the dream is something you never knew was going to come into your life. Dreams always come from behind you, not right between your eyes. It sneaks up on you.
Death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And that is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there.
The word intuition means a sense or knowing with no logical reasoning. A sense or knowing with no logical reasoning. You don't know why you know, but you know that something inside of you is telling you something. It's guiding you. How many of us have that voice in our head that speaks to us and we don't listen the first time, we don't listen the second time, and then we realize, oh my God, I should have listened to myself, I should have listened to myself.
Listening to your life as it whispers to you first, so that it does not have to knock you upside the head with a brick or come crashing down on you as a brick wall, is one of the greatest principles of life.
Intuition means information that comes from within. It came from the spirit. It came from that part of you that is always and forever will be connected to source. And there isn't anything that you need to do but listen to you.
There are many things that happen in life that are beyond our control. Natural disasters, death, unexplained events. But there are also many, many, many things in life which we can control.
But when you have a dream, it doesn't often come at you screaming in your face, this is who you are, this is what you must be for the rest of your life. Sometimes a dream almost whispers. And I've always said to my kids, the hardest thing to listen to, your instincts, your human personal intuition, always whispers, it never shouts. Very hard to hear. So you have to, every day of your lives, be ready to hear what whispers in your ear. It very rarely shouts.
It's life's change agent. It clears out the old to make way for the new. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart.
Life whispers to you all the time. Your life is speaking to you all around, from the time you wake up in the morning and every single experience that's coming into your personal space, into your physical space. All of those experiences are speaking to you. They're telling you something about your life. It whispers, and if you don't get the whisper gets louder. If you don't get the whisper when it gets louder, it gets I call it like a little pebble, like a little thump upside your head. The whisper is the message, the pebble or the thump upside the head. Usually it's gone into a problem. You don't pay attention to the problem becomes a brick upside your head. The brick upside your head is a crisis. You don't pay attention to the brick upside your head. The crisis turns into a disaster and the whole house brick wall comes falling down.
Of course, it was impossible to connect the dots looking forward when I was in college, but it was very, very clear looking backwards 10 years later. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust. You've got to find what you love. And this is true for work as it is for your everything. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all work, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking. Don't settle.
I mean, to want and to be ambitious and to want to be successful is not enough. That's just desire. To know what you want, to understand why you're doing it, to dedicate every breath in your body to achieve. If you feel you have something to give, if you feel that your particular talent is worth developing, is worth caring for, then there's nothing you can't achieve.
Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. If you live each day as if it was your last, someday you'll most certainly be right. I've looked need to change something. Right now, the new is you. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Stay hungry, stay foolish.
The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is not their background, it's not where they come from, or anything to do with the environment for that matter. It is the ability of being able to do whatever it takes, whether they feel like it or not. The question is, can you execute day in and day out, over and over again when you get tired, when you get upset, when you get frustrated and you're falling on your face over and over again, will you keep going? If you don't have that discipline, forget it. There's a certain level of character required in order to stay in the game here. What happens to you when you get knocked flat on your face and all you want to do is give up? What do you do when it's been a rough day and you're tired, but you still need to do what you need to do? Do you say you're gonna do it tomorrow? Because there's no guarantee about tomorrow. You're here right now. Your opportunity is today, and your mission is to accomplish it now. Did you know that the average person allows their mind to run wild on them, allowing any and all thoughts to take the wheel? What are you thinking about all day? Where are your thoughts? If you want to make something real happen, you have to take control of your self-talk. No more, what if this happens, or what if I fail? No more, I'm not good enough. Take charge. Tell yourself you can do it. You will make it happen, no matter how hard it is. This is the only way that you can stay focused. Keep reminding yourself what you're going to accomplish. Put all your attention on it. Being successful often means being extreme. You have to let go of the distractions because they're not serving you. They're there to tempt you. They're there to try to take you off the road to success, the narrow path that leads to your goal. And if only you could constantly keep your attention on where you want to go, you would have what it is that you want. Attention determines direction, which determines your destiny.
You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in your abilities. You've got to believe in your service, your company, your ideas. Unquestionably, you must have faith. It's hard. Yes, it's hard. It's difficult. Yes, right. And it's worth it.